Hey, how's it going, everybody, and welcome back into the SFS channel. My name is Gavin, and today I've got 5 must-start wide receivers for Week 1 action of fantasy football. Opening Thursday is just around the corner. I can't wait to get started. Eric and I have been ready to go for this for a long time now, and we can't wait to help you guys each and every single day, every week, however that looks like for you. We want to be there for you this fantasy season and the most interactive fantasy football channel out there to get you everything you need to be successful this season and win those league championships when it's all said and done. So again, we've got 5 names on the board today, but feel free if you've got any questions to drop those down in the comments section below, and go check out SFS Gold if you'd like the service of Eric and I setting your lineups for you each and every single week. But without further ado, subscribe. If you're new around here, drop down and give today's video a like before we get started. Let's hit that intro and get right in to our 5 players. Alrighty, my first name up on the board here today is T. Higgins of the Cincinnati Bengals. I went back and forth with this one, but there was a couple names I really liked for Cincinnati here against the Vikings in Week 1. Minnesota's back end struggled a lot last season, and they had to release one of their top corners after some off-the-field issues this offseason. So that group got even weaker. They did add Patrick Peterson in free agency, but he is, in my opinion, past his prime. I think that I wouldn't say he's a liability, but this still isn't a strong group to look at here. And at the end of the day, I don't think Pat P is going to really be shadowing anyone. Jamar Chase has a lot of upside this week, but after the struggles I saw in preseason, T. Higgins is the name I feel most comfortable with and confident in to produce early on here right off the bat. Maybe Jamar's got higher upside as things get moving here down the road, but I think T. Higgins is still a very underrated asset this season and can be a player that gives us some really great numbers. So as far as Week 1 is concerned here, this Vikings defense did improve from last year, but I still don't think it's one of the league's elite defenses. With that being said, I think T. Higgins should have his way this week and put up some big numbers. I really like starting him as a potential flex stream for some, but in very desperate situations, you could even look at him as a potential high upside wide receiver 2 play this week. Again, this is an upside piece, but I think at the end of the day, when Joe Burrow is coming back, he's going to be looking for safety blankets and players he connected with last year. T. Higgins should be one of those guys this week. Marvin Jones for the Jacksonville Jaguars is my next name up on the board here. I love all the Jaguars pass catchers this week against the Texans. Marvin is questionable right now, so we'll have to keep an eye and monitor his health here throughout the week. But I think that early on, Trevor Lawrence is going to connect with the veteran presence in the room. There's a lot of good young receiver talent there. But at the end of the day, after seeing some flashes in the preseason, seeing these two connect, I think Marvin Jones and Trevor Lawrence should put up some very nice numbers, make some impressive plays here this week. The Houston back end is nothing to write home about. They do have a couple solid guys back there, but they don't really have a quality pass rush. And although Trevor Lawrence's offensive line is not good, he should have more time than he would in other situations to throw the football and make accurate passes downfield. So Marvin Jones has been one of the more underrated fantasy receivers for the past couple of years now. I think that trend will continue this year. Right on the other side of things, we had some Texans and some Jaguars in the must-start running backs video that I posted today as well. Go check that out if you haven't done so already. Brandin Cooks, I think, is the number 1 receiver for the Texans right now. And that back end for the Jaguars looks even worse than it does in Houston. Shaq Griffin got absolutely destroyed by Marquez Callaway in the preseason game by the Saints, and he's technically their top corner. C.J. Henderson, he's got the struggles of his own, and for a veteran receiver who's pretty savvy, pretty quick, pretty speedy, can make some big plays happen like Brandin Cooks, he should be able to have a pretty successful outing even with Tyrod Taylor as his quarterback and no Deshaun Watson. So maybe the ceiling's capped a little bit for Brandin Cooks this season, more than we'd like to say so. But at the end of the day, he's still the best pass-catching option here, and I think his ceiling is still big because of what he can do after the catch, and especially in this pretty juicy matchup here. DeVonta Smith versus the Atlanta Falcons this week is another matchup I love. I think DeVonta's got the chance as a rookie to walk in and be the Eagles' number 1 pass-catching target day 1. There's a chance that, Jalen Reagor, first-round pick last year, he's talented. You've got Zach Ertz, Dallas Goedert. I still think DeVonta Smith's going to be a target magnet here with a former Alabama quarterback in Jalen Hurts. This is a matchup I love, and that Falcons defense was historically bad last season. Their secondary, although it did improve down the stretch, was not a good unit for the majority of the year. Again, they've got some experience. They've got guys coming back. They've got some of their struggles under their belt here, But on paper here, what we have to do is look back towards last season, assess situations of defenses, and then look at how they addressed those needs and how they adapted in the offseason. I don't think the Falcons did enough to make a significant jump to go from being one of the worst defensive secondary units to becoming even average at best. So for the number one target in his offense, or at least that's what I expect him to be, DeVonta Smith should be a very strong starting candidate this week. And although rookies should not be considered must start, just a shoe-in to be so right off the bat, unless you're named Najee Harris, I think DeVonta Smith is one of those players that has the chance to be that type of guy for us. And then finally here, Antonio Brown for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, our only player that made the list for opening night. There's some nice names, some nice matchups in that game, though. You can't cover everybody. And Dallas was another one of those units that they did get better defensively. They added Micah Parsons, drafted some other defensive talent, and upgraded technically or theoretically they upgraded at their defensive coordinator position with Dan Quinn. We hope that gets better. We hope we see some improvement. But when you've got Gronk, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown, you got to pick your poison. And then a slew of running backs behind them. You're not going to be able to stop everything. I think Tom Brady's going to have his way and just pick apart this defense. And AB was the leading player in target share when he joined that football team. From that point down the stretch of the season, he was the most targeted player by Tom Brady in that stretch. So I think that bodes pretty well for him here. When you're playing the team's third best corner and you have the talent that Antonio Brown does, you should expect some big things to happen here. And this is a guy who I think could have a huge week and maybe even pop into the end zone a couple times because of that veteran savvy he has and that connection with Tom Brady. Alrighty, those were 5 must-start wide receivers for Week 1 of 2021 fantasy football. I also posted 5 must-start running backs that you should go check out today as well. If you're new around here, you got to click that subscribe button, like this video, turn the bell on so you're never late for an episode. We'll be doing stuff like this every day of the week, helping you prepare for your matchups and winning those leagues this season. Also, go check out SFS Gold for the opportunity for myself or Eric, my partner here on the channel, to set your lineups and help you get that next level of personalized experience here. We're here for the whole thing. We want to help you guys be successful, interact with you however possible, and make things happen for you guys this league or this season. So thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out. A big announcement today, you guys. SFS merch is officially here. Head over to sizzlefantasy.com and click on SFS Shop, where you'll be redirected to our merchandise home screen. You'll find t-shirts, crew necks, hoodies, hats, and more, all with different colors, styles, and logos to choose from. So head over, rep the brand and style today, and be a consistency king with us in 2021. We'll see you there.